Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Satnam, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. Welcome to today's broadcast, which usually happens on Monday evenings at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk about the astrology of the week, the aspects that are happening, the most important ones, and what this means for us collectively. I actually wanted to show you guys the chart today to talk about the two most important things for the week, which are actually really exciting, and they happen every time that the sun enters the sign of Sagittarius, and Sagittarius season every year tends to be really intense and powerful and very dynamic and multidimensional, and it's because of these powerful starseed markings that are found within Sagittarius. So before we dive into the astrology, I do want to thank you guys for being here. Please subscribe if you're new. Make sure that you hit the notification bell so you get notified of when I go live and when I upload videos. Also, I will invite you to download my free moon astrology guide, which will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign, and then it enters you into my email list, and I send out a weekly moon magic report that goes out every Wednesday around 8 a.m. Pacific. And that's the horoscope for the week. So let's actually switch over to the screen. I also have a sale going on right now. There's just a few hours left in the sale. It is my Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale, and everything on my Etsy store or online shop is 50% off, and that includes the serpent headpieces. It includes the essential oil blends, the mist, the aura mists, and also the rollers, and the earrings and necklaces and bracelets and all that stuff that I have up there. Really excited that stuff is on sale, and yeah, there's just a few hours left, so still time to catch the deal. Let me say hi to everybody that's in the chat before we dive into this astrology, but we're looking at the chart of this moment right now. Hello, Kim, welcome in. Hello, Raven, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for moderating, Kim. Appreciate it. Nelvin, how are you? Raessa, hello. Carmelola, Hello, hello. Lisa, welcome in. Nancy is also here. April as well. Maricela, welcome, welcome. Raven says she's really excited for this energy. Yeah, it's kind of wild. It's wild like Sagittarius wild, you know, that mutable fire energy. So I titled this video the sun on Antares and then also Ophiuchus. Hello, Deb. Welcome in. And the reason is because two things. When the sun hits 8 degrees of Sag, which will happen on November 30th on Wednesday. So it's like prepare for this powerful activation. So 8 degrees of Sagittarius is where Ophiuchus begins. And Ophiuchus, so this is in tropical Western astrology. This is where Ophiuchus is found. And the way that I read Ophiuchus, which is known as the 13th sign, the hidden sign, is if you have any markings within these degrees in Sagittarius, you actually are an Ophiuchus starseed. So you may have your sun there, you may have your moon, you may have any planet, any angle, even asteroids. Hello, Courtney. Even asteroids can create powerful portals, but I would focus on the main planets. Anyways, this is how I read the starseed markings of Ophiuchus is if you have any of these degrees activated by a planet or an asteroid or an angle in your chart. So if you're like anything in Sag, you might just have this energy, which means you're an Ophiuchus starseed. So what is the Ophiuchus energy? The Ophiuchus energy is a very mystical energy. Ophiuchus is known as the serpent bearer, and in the ecliptic, his feet are dipping into the ecliptic, and so many astrologers wonder why he's been left out of the zodiac, because he's actually within the ecliptic, like a piece of him is. It's a really big constellation. So the reason is because it is hidden and it is meant to be hidden. And so it represents all of this occult energy. It's like the mystery schools, alchemy, magic, sacred geometry, what they taught in ancient Atlantis and ancient Lemuria, specifically in the schools, the mystery schools that were the Atlantean mystery schools of the Arsacian and the Idilian that ran along the temples of the Nile in Egypt. And all of that information is so sacred and so powerful and so magical that it is hidden. It has to be, right? And it can really only be accessed if, one, you know how to work with the transits, which what we're doing here is learning how to work with the transits. This is a transit reading, right? So as an astrologer, you look at when any planet is passing through these degrees and you say, well, this is on Ophiuchus Stargate. This means this energy is being activated right now. Hello, Nelly. And we have an opportunity to connect with what this energy represents, the frequency that this energy holds whenever any planet is passing through. But the sun is a really important one because the sun is our star. It is our star. In our solar system, we all revolve around the sun, and the sun we forget, but it's a star. And so it holds the frequency for like at the level of all the other stars, you know, not at the level of planets, but at the level of all the other stars. So it's a really powerful portal when the sun comes into these degrees of Sagittarius, and this happens every single year. So what do we connect with? What are we opening ourselves to? What are the doorways that are opening to for us collectively that we can tap into and work with this energy? Well, like I said, it's the occult, it's the magical, it's the Akashic. This is like a really powerful sort of the veil becomes thinner, and we do feel a little bit like we're out there in the ethers, you know, in the heavens, like up above in the cosmic world and the cosmic energy or the cosmic mind, wandering about all of the deeper meaning of everything, the deeper meaning of life, the deeper meaning of anything, right? Anything in general. And so if you find yourself during this time of the year, hello, welcome in, Real American. If you find yourself this time of the year feeling expansive, feeling like you want to reach beyond the edge, it's so beautiful too that this energy is found within Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is the expansion of and the integration of our journey that we just went through very intensely and very heavily through Scorpio season. Scorpio season was heavy. Normally it is every year, but it was heavy because the nodes are there, which means that the eclipses are going to be happening in Taurus and Scorpio for the 18-month cycle of the nodes. So because we had such a powerful eclipse season during Scorpio season, we've all gone through this really intense shift. And I've been talking about it with the Moon Goddess training level 3 that we currently have going on. I've been talking about it in all of the chats that I'm in and in the membership, that we have gone through a lot. Like, there's some dark, and we like to think dark is bad, but it's really just a process of transformation and transmutation. But we've gone through some dark nights of the soul, and some of us are still going through these dark nights of the soul, and we are learning now how to integrate and how to process everything that we experience. Like, I took a trip to Argentina and had this amazing experience, and I'm still processing, and I feel like I'm going to be processing for a while. And the more that I can, talk about it and share my experience, the more I do, the more I feel like I am processing it and integrating it. But that's what Sag is. Sag is spiritual integration. Wherever you have Sagittarius in your chart is the energy of integration. So we are now integrating. We are now understanding. We are now going beyond the limits. Sagittarius is about exploring and taking yourself beyond the edge. So this is an adventure that we are on, and the sun is kind of guiding this adventure. It's an exciting time. It's a powerful activation. It is a great time to dive deep into those topics of the mysteries, the alchemical magic, hermetic alchemy, the laws of the universe, the secrets of the universe, Akashic readings, Akashic journeys, shamanic journeys, to just explore new worlds. And this is the time to do it. So the universe is, astrologically, we're being supported by the universe to explore, to go beyond what we thought was possible. And now, having finished this transmutation of Scorpio, moving beyond it is exactly what this energy is inviting us to. And Sagittarius is mutable fire, so it's kind of wild. It's a pretty wild frequency. But to make this long story short, on Wednesday, the sun officially enters Ophiuchus in tropical astrology, which means we are now in that space, in that portal. And anything that you do is going to be a bit magnified in terms of that magic that I was talking about, that mystery that I was talking about. So really freaking cool. The next day, so I'm going to go one day forward, where we see the sun at 9 degrees of Sagittarius. 9 degrees of Sagittarius is exactly where the star, it's a fixed star, and it's called Anteres, is. Antares is known as the heart of the scorpion. It is the star at the heart of the scorpion. It's known as the fire star. It is red. When you look at it in the sky, you find the Scorpio constellation, which is like this kind of long thing. It looks like a scorpion, really. But you find the red star that kind of twinkles red, and that's Antares, and that's the heart of the scorpion. What is beautiful about that, and I've talked about all of these symbols of the eagle and the scorpion and the snake, and how this is something we dive deep into in the Moon Goddess training, and level 1's coming up, and I'm so excited to begin to announce that. In 2023 is going to be coming, but we dive into what it represents, what it really means to go into the darkness, and which is what Scorpio represents, and move through the challenges, transmute the shadows into gifts. And what happens is we often like to think that the eagle that flies above, that flies overhead, is the one that has it all right because it can see the bigger picture. But the eagle and the sun, which is symbolically they're connected, which is also Horus, right? The god of the sun in ancient Egypt, who's the son of Isis and Osiris. The energy of the sun, or the energy of the eagle or the falcon, also a symbol of Horus, shows you that you are up above and you have this high perspective, and it's really important to have that higher perspective. But in order for the eagle and for us to really be able to transmute our shadows into gifts, we must close our eyes. The eagle has to close its eyes and feel the world, feel itself through the shadow, which is what Scorpio represents. So Scorpions are very active at night. They come out at night. And if you use like a little kind of black light thing, you can kind of see them walking around and stuff. But they're nocturnal, which is also another added, symbolism of the darkness. Not as in bad, but as in just literally the darkness, like very logically, the darkness. There's no good or bad to either, right? Too much light can also be bad, can blind you in a way. But the nocturnal energy of the Scorpion also shows us that it is through the darkness, through feeling our way, closing our eyes and going into the inner world, that we can really integrate and understand things at a deeper level. So it is Anteres that guides us to the heart of the Scorpion, that I feel, because we've just gone through so much Scorpio energy and so much shift and change and kind of, quote unquote darkness, that this moment on Thursday, when the sun hits Anteres, it's going to be a very powerful, because it's also in Sag, a very powerful moment of integrating everything that we experienced during the eclipses. And the eclipses happened, there was a new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio, and then there was a full moon total lunar eclipse in Taurus, and I think that was on November 8th, and it activated something for us. It was at the same time the completion of the last 6 months and a new 6-month journey into the next eclipses. So what we have here, according to the ancient Atlanteans, is an opportunity to process, integrate, understand at a deeper level, feel our way through the darkness, and not be afraid of what's there. And when we do that, this is where the truth happens, because the light that's on the outside, the sun, the light that's on the outside is not the true light. The true light lives within. And when we do that, when the ego closes its eyes and begins to feel and becomes the Scorpion and begins to feel its way through the darkness, you can't see through it. You have to feel your way through it. That's the processing of the emotional realm. When the ego closes its eyes and begins to feel and becomes the Scorpion and feel its way through the darkness, that is where it finds its true light, which is found within. And that's so many teachings all say the same thing, is that the true light lives within the darkness. The true light lives within the darkness. And so that's why this is such a powerful week, because this is when this energy, these portals, this moment in time for us to dive deep into these things is now arriving. It's now upon us. And there's more. There's more of them throughout Sagittarius. For example, Mercury is at 19 on Thursday, or at 22 on Thursday, Sag, and Venus is at 19 of Sag. They're also on Ophiuchus. They're still in Ophiuchus. And the Ophiuchus portal is pretty wide. It's pretty big within the Sagittarius degrees. And it all ends with the galactic center, which is also found in Sagittarius. So connecting to the galactic center, it's like the portal opens around these 8 degrees of Sag, and it becomes stronger and stronger. It goes through these other points, the great attractor, the Antares that we just talked about, and then it finishes with the galactic center. And so it's almost like this culminating full expansive, like opening yourself up to something way bigger than you could have ever imagined. And that's why this season is so powerful. And it was also to the ancient Atlanteans connected to the endocrine system, which is the system of all the chakras, because spiritual integration is a complete thing. It's not just one little piece happens over here. It's like you integrate and then it like opens you up to have a whole experience. Like all of the chakras get activated. And to them, this was also the time to, like I've been saying, just spiritually integrate everything. So this is how powerful this is. And there's other things, that are going on, conversations with the planets. This week, we've got today, Mars is making a trine to Saturn, helping us feel more determined. So these are like sprinkles of more symbolism and more energy that will add to this. But the main stuff is everything I just talked about. On the 29th, which is tomorrow, Mercury makes an opposition to Mars, and that might feel like difficulty. It's almost like we can become really direct in our speech and in our words. So just be careful what you say, and that you don't say something that you didn't mean to say, because we can be really sharp-tongued in a way with that energy, and arguments can arise, obviously, if that energy is in the air. We also will see Venus make an opposition to Mars and also a sextile to Saturn. And that's on the day that I was just talking about, where the sun is on Anteres. And what this can create is, in terms of Venus opposing Mars, is sexual tension. And obviously that, or an intensity or an intensifying of sexual attraction and desire. So for relationships, obviously that could be a really positive thing, right? But it's how do you deal with that tension that is the key to how things will show up. The other really cool thing that's happening this week is that Neptune is going direct. So for the last, I don't know, about 6 months or so, where Neptune has been retrograde, we have been seeing things in a very real way. There's been this sort of very sobering effect of the world. Everything is becoming clear, and there's no doubt in our minds that this is what it is. And a lot of things have been being revealed of what is the real truth underneath behind this, right? Behind this energy. But now when Jupiter goes direct, what we actually get is a break from everything having to be so goddamn real and raw. And actually we get a chance to dream, which is really cool that this aligns with, this Ophiuchus energy and activation, because it gives us it inspires us to dream. It tells us, what, you can have dreams. You can have visions of the future. You don't have to be such a realist, You can activate the dream space, the dream world, and bring and have hopes and have faith. So like Neptune direct can bring our faith back, and our hope and our desire and optimism for things to be better in the future, to dream. So I think that's going to be a really beautiful transition. And we end the week itself before we have our next week's astrology reading with the sun making a trine to Chiron and Mercury on the galactic center. So you see that these planets, Mercury, Venus, and the sun, are going to all pass, and they have been passing through. For example, Mercury and Venus were on Antares for the new moon in Sag. So we already started to feel this energy like right away last week for the new moon. And now Mercury and Venus have moved on from that, but they're still activating these stargates that I was just talking about. So the whole month is like activations within this energy. So if you feel a little bit out there, that's why. It's okay to not necessarily feel grounded. And if you do feel ungrounded, it's really important to do things that help you ground. whatever that is, right? Connecting to the earth, I feel like, is one of the most powerful things that you can do to ground yourself during this time. But long story short, that is what is happening this week. We have Ophiuchus activation beginning, and with the sun and also Anteres, and a lot of deep and powerful integration of and lessons understood and integrated from the powerful eclipse season that we just had. So what I want to do is I want to pull some cards and ask for a message for us collectively from the Ophiuchus star seeds or the Ophiuchus star family, and this energy of Ophiuchus in general in our transits. Oops, I just dropped a card. So I'm going to say a quick prayer, and then we are going to see what we get. Thank you, spirit guides, angels, and teachers, for being with us here this evening. I would like to ask that you help clear the energy of these cards, as well as my energy, so I can be that open channel of wisdom and intuition to flow through to everyone that is watching this video live and everyone that is watching the replay of this video. Thank you, 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 thank you. All right, so I'm going to do a 5-card pull. We're going to do an intuition card, overall theme, challenge, wisdom from the ancestors and animal spirit for all of us for this week, this powerful portal that is being activated. And I myself also feel like a bit like out there, you know. It's been intense. It's been hard to organize or like get moving. Like it really feels like there's this essence of like floating in the abyss and not knowing, you know, how to come back down. But slowly I've been really patient and gentle with myself, and I would recommend that you do as well, that you do that for yourself as well. Because what we need is to allow ourselves to experience whatever it is that wants to show up for us. Thank you, Courtney. I appreciate that. Yes. Sabian symbol. A theatrical representation of a golden-haired goddess of opportunity. Ooh, that sounds interesting. All right, what is our animal for the week? Okay, interesting. So I'm using the Tarot of the Divine cards, which is my current favorite deck. And I love reading the descriptions because they tell us of these stories, these mythological stories, which is so my jam. Hello, Maria. Okay, so we start with the 4 of Coins, a very beautiful card. There's a condor here. Of course, I love condors. Condors are, you know, the South American bird. This is an interesting story, though. The 4 of Coins, Condor's Wife. It's from Peru, an Aymara folktale. The 4 of Coins represents greed and an unwillingness to open up or share. Condor covets his wife, who does not like his lifestyle or living with him. He recognizes her unhappiness, but is unwilling to make changes to set her free. Upright, this is about hoarding, possession, could also mean financial stability, materialism, or stinginess. The other thing about the 4 of Coins is it's almost like you block yourself from abundance. Even though, you know, the coins represent abundance, the pentacles represents money, the earth element, but you block yourself from abundance by holding on too tight to the things that you have. I mean, we all do this at on a certain level, but what's really important is to watch out this week to not block ourselves from abundance or from opportunities because we're holding on too tight to the things that we actually have. The challenge. Ooh, I really like this. So we got a major arcana for the challenge, and it is the strength card. This is a girl literally wrestling an alligator. Tam Lin. It's a Scottish fairy tale. The strength card is about willpower and determination, focus, persistence, and the ability to confidently stare any challenge in the face and overcome it. This is not physical strength, but a purity of heart and purpose. Of course, the strength card is also known as, the lion, or, this is also a lion, and there's many different, it's like a shapeshifter that she's holding on to. And I remember the story is like, she has to hold on to him until he turns back to human. But this is about, our challenge for the week is to be courageous, to be in control, to be determined, and to have patience. Courage, conviction, control, determination, and patience. So it's important for us this week to remember our strength, but know that it's not about physical strength, but more about the strength of your heart. So what challenges show up, the way that you face them is going to how strong your heart is going to determine how you experience and process through the experiences of the week. The next card we get, which is the overall theme, I love this card. I love getting this card. It's the Three of Coins. It's Banjakri and Banjakrini from Nepal, a Tamang mythology. The Three of Coins represents learning from one another. That's beautiful. Overall theme. The fierce Banjakri and Banjakrini teach their apprentice how to become a shaman. They are demanding teachers, but their student is dedicated. All three put in hard work that pays off with the success of a new generation. This is about studying, growth, collaboration, success, and recognition. Those of you that are on a spiritual journey, a powerful journey, if you're like a student, you're in an apprenticeship or in a class, this is the time to acknowledge yourself for all the hard work that you are putting towards finding your spirituality, towards finding your way, towards understanding yourself. And this is reminding us that growth is the most... the overall theme of the week is what we are experiencing right now is growth, because we're putting in work, because we are finding our strength, and because we are learning how to not hold on too tight, to let go, to be free, to set ourselves free. The last card is very, very interesting. We got the 10 of Cups. However, it came out reversed. This is actually the story of the Little Mermaid. So, of course, the 10 of Cups is like one of the coolest cards in the deck. But what happens when it comes out reversed? This is the wisdom from the ancestors. Julnar, the Seaborn, an Arabic folktale. The 10 of Cups represents true emotional and spiritual fulfillment. After many hard trials, Julnar finds a happy, loving husband and has a child. Her brother rises from the sea, which often represents the subconscious, to congratulate her and celebrate her newfound life. When this card is upright, this is about harmony, right? Like success, the bliss that comes from the success. However, reversed, what are our spirit guides, our ancestors trying to tell us? Hello, Misty, welcome in. Welcome from Texas. That we may be experiencing dysfunctional energies, dysfunctional families, a broken home, instability, conflict, or neglect. So the warning from our spirit guides is be on the lookout for the things that seem, the things that you know deep down inside intuitively, like in your gut, that are not, something's not right. Like there's you might feel like you're in the perfect picture, but the truth is that you're not. Or you may want this perfect future, but you're seeing all the things that are actually that still need to be worked out or fixed or healed. And I think that that's the word, healed. So there's healing that needs to happen. And our spirit guides are letting us know that we are healing the dysfunction. We are healing the broken home. We are finding our way through instability towards stability. We're dealing with conflict. We're dealing with maybe feeling neglected in some way. And that's why it's so important to remember our inner strength, to not hold on too tight, to let go, to release, to also understand and acknowledge ourselves for how far we have come in the world. And the spirit animal that we get is the fish. And the fish is about restlessness. It's also change of focus, and it's also about feeling lost in the current. This is really significant. For some reason, this is bringing up the ancient Atlantean story, or how Matthias talks about the conscious and the subconscious currents in the world, and how the unconscious currents really just need a path forward, that like a current that will take them to like a better energy, a better frequency. But you don't necessarily have to be a conscious being to find consciousness. It's just, as a conscious being, we are setting sort of the path. We're taking the road less traveled, but then making it traveled and making it easy for others to travel through. And that's what's coming up for me with this so far. But the fish loves to be subsumed in life's current. So it's about this is about like being fully in it, right? Nothing pleases it more than movement, and more movement. And so I think this week is going to feel very like active. The roaming lifestyle of the fish may be exhilarating for a while, but usually leads to wariness and slippery relationships. So if you're always on the move, you'll never find that groundedness, that stability. With all the possibilities out there in the vast waters, the fish becomes lost without clear goals and intentions. So it's asking us to find clear goals and intentions this week, especially when we feel like all over the place. Spend some time with the lunar forces, dear fish, as the peace and calm of the moon will soothe your soul. So knowing what the moon is doing this week is also going to be important. What sign is the moon transiting through is also going to be important, and connecting to the lunar forces. So that's, the moon centers. The moon is actually transiting through Aquarius, Pisces, so a very watery realm, as well as Aries through this week. So Aquarius is intense air, kind of feeling out there. Pisces can also be way out there, but it's a much more spiritual and emotional realm. And then Aries is about taking action. So watch yourself as the moon switches signs this week and moves through all of these different frequencies. So there you have it. That was our reading for the week. Remember that you may very well feel a little out of it, because this is what this energy of Ophiuchus activates within us. So do your best to stay grounded, to move through, but also have a goal. Give yourself some kind of a goal, for the week, so you can navigate, clearly through the energies of the week, like a current that is easy to follow, a river that is easy to follow. And you should be able to heal and find your strength, your inner strength, and move through anything that shows up. I really feel like this is a very shamanic energy this week, especially with the card where the little boy is being taught how to become a shaman. There is shamanic energies, and you may be inspired to learn more about these mysteries of the universe. If you want to know more specifically about all of the transits that are happening throughout each of the days, then join our Starseed membership. In the membership, I send you information almost on the daily, basically, and I upload videos, information that guides you through the astrological transits of each of the seasons. And we're still early on in Sagittarius season, so it's an awesome time to join us, and you can meet with us this weekend. We're having actually our live group support Zoom, which is such a fun opportunity for us to connect and to keep building this beautiful community and support each other. So thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate every single one of you. Don't forget, there's still just a few hours for the Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale on my Etsy store. All of my jewelry, and essential oil blends are on sale. Everything is 50% off. So make sure to check that out, and have a beautiful rest of your week. And I will be back on Wednesday for the magic of Venus. Satnam, Satnam, Satnam. Thank you so much. And I'll see you again very soon.